Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ila, the moderator for this call. Thank you for standing by and welcome to live webinar on the topic of gearing up your office for the future in association with HP and CMR under the banner of Be Unstoppable Knowledge Platform. In today's webinar, we discuss what the office of the future is like and how it can help you. For the duration of presentation, all participants' lines will be in listen-only mode. We will have a question and answer session post the presentation. I would like now to hand over the conference to our first speaker, Mr. Thomas George, President, Cybermedia Research and Services Limited, who will share his insights. Over to you, Mr. George.
Thank you, Ellen. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. And first and foremost, I would like to welcome you all to our sixth webinar titled Gearing Up for Office of the Future. This is organized under the initiative of Be Unstoppable, powered by Hewlett-Packard, Inc. Along with me today, we have Mr. Gurpreet Singh Malik, who has the country business for HP Docking. But before I really go and dwell deep into what is Be Unstoppable and what are the trends, why we are doing this particular initiative, I would like to just highlight some of the major mega trends around it, saying how SMB is the most important part of our Indian economy and how it's the belly of Indian economy altogether. We all know that it contributes close to 38% of the GDP, 40% of around exports, and catering to around close to 116 million jobs in the country. But at the same time, when we have done research, we have found that there are multiple challenges around SMBs, and these challenges are in terms of business growth and strategy. These challenges are in terms of finances. These challenges are in terms of skill and knowledge available and the access to that. And at the same time, many of these jewels and gems of Indian economy are not recognized enough or talked about. So, and it's growing to be more important for us that we keep recognizing these jewels in our Indian economy altogether. Why? Because if you look at it, we have close to around 49 industry clusters, which are the growth hotspots in the Indian economy altogether, as per McKinsey study. And this is going to bring around close to 77% of Indians' incremental GDP growth, which is going to be around close to in the tune of $1.1 trillion. So it's a huge opportunity, huge growth area altogether, contributing close to 246 billion of incremental exports revenue and around close to 168 million additional jobs in the country. Now, while these kind of growth and trends are there and which are visible for next couple of years, when we went out to these clusters and we identified these four pillars, we thought it's high time that we do a knowledge initiative. We create a knowledge platform and which caters to all these pillars, all these challenges what SMB is facing today. And that's when HP came forward and said that we are going to have this Be Unstoppable forum. It's a digital community and a platform for SMBs. It's a 360-degree platform. We are looking at connecting with the SMBs from various nook and corners of the country, helping them on business and strategy, the first pillar. Second one is enhancing their skill and knowledges across the functions, be it IT, be it sales and marketing, HR, and various other functions like product design and innovation, mentoring them with the global mentor as well as domestic mentors, helping them with the finance. And that is where we went ahead and we forged a partnership with other like-minded people like Tally, Freshworks, and Kotak Mahindra Bank so that we can bring all these together along with HP to you all. And as a part of these initiative, we are going to not only conduct these kind of webinar, which is sixth in row today. Today's one is the sixth. But along with the webinar, we're going to have many more case studies, white papers, ebooks, infographics, and online courses and tutorials, resource center where you can find best practices and right tools and frameworks for your business growth, clubbed along with the advisories and mentorship of the mentors and successful business owners. So in a nutshell, Be Unstoppable is a 360-degree SMB community enablement platform altogether. And as we discussed, today's topic is going to be around gearing up for office of the future. We all know how millennials are evolving and how the new workspace is altogether evolving. So for that, I would invite Mr. Gurpreet Malik, and he will throw more light on what kind of innovations are happening at the workplace and how the workplace is really evolving and becoming the office of the future. Thank you so much, Eli, and thank you so much for your time. And once again, I welcome you all for this webinar. Over to you, Eli.
Thank you, Mr. George, for setting up the platform for today's webinar. Now it's my pleasure to introduce you to the next speaker, Mr. Gurpreet Singh Malik, Country Category Head, DNA, HP Inc., and he will share his insights. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure for me to host this webinar today on a topic which is becoming very, very relevant today in the Indian entire environment. So let me start by sharing my presentation which I've prepared for today. It's all about HP docking and the way we are innovating here in HP that will transform the way we work. Today's agenda, I'll be covering some insights and trends which are there. Then I will also try and explain what is docking and what are the various products that HP has on docks and why HP specifically for docking, and also what kind of customers are there and how do you choose a docking solution for yourself or for your customers. So why HP docking? First and foremost, docking makes connecting your notebook to your displays and your peripherals very easy. It gives the notebook a full use like a desktop environment. And I'm sure when we are there in an office, we want larger screens and we want the ease of maybe a wireless mouse and wireless keyboards and all to help us assist us in our daily work and make it more enjoyable rather than confining yourself just to a small 14-inch or a 13-inch notebook. And all this docking and all, it makes it so very easy. So the entire concept is about the HP docking. Now, a little bit on the HP, before we get into the products, how the office environment is evolving and how the offices are going to be looking like in the future. In fact, some of the very large organizations and some of in the top cities today, you will find that the transition is already happening. Maybe just 5 years ago or less than a decade ago, what you see on the left side of your screen, you see offices very, very cluttered, cubicle size, people sitting and making, having their desks totally cluttered. You had the computers on your desktops and everything, and everybody was in their own silos, in their own space. But what you see on the right-hand side is now, this is what is becoming the latest trend. All the offices are moving towards a very open kind of an environment. It's more collaborating. You're sitting next to maybe the vice president of an organization or maybe a new recruit, a management trainee who has just joined maybe 15 days ago or even yesterday. So it's becoming more and more collaborative, more and more open, more and more modern. Offices have started to look like the offices of the future. A little bit on the market trends. This is a little to do with the US story, but India is not very far behind. India will catch up. Whatever happens in the US and Europe, at least in this kind of IT technology and all, and adapting the latest trends, India is not very far behind. So if you see, the latest trend is the USB-C adoption. USB-C is the latest trend where most of the things are becoming compatible to a USB-C kind of a port. So in the US, they expect it to happen. 86% of the usages, your laptops and whatever IT peripherals you are using are going to be USB-C compatible by maybe in the next 3 to 4 years. And India maybe 5 years, but that's about it. USB-C is going to really ramp up and take over a lot of solutions. You see the latest laptops that are being released by HP and our competition. USB-C is becoming an integral part of the entire setup of a notebook. 50% of IT docs deployment will be USB-C by late 2018. This is again US. India won't be far behind. Maybe 2021, 22. You will see a lot of docking solutions. There are a lot of companies offering docking solutions today. HP is taking the lead in it, and we are gearing up for the future of the office. 56% of the enterprise companies listed productivity as their top priority. I think India will be a little ahead over here. India would want productivity, I think, to be the top priority of any organization. Also, like I discussed in the previous slide, open offices now are going to account for the larger part of the business. Most of the companies are moving away from cubicles and from closed environments to a more open environment. I am speaking from our Gurgaon office here. If you visit some of the offices in Cyber City, buildings next to us and all that, you are seeing most of the offices are now open kind of a space. And lastly, 48% of users have at least 2 monitors on their desks. So currently in India, it would be restricted to maybe some of the organizations who are doing a lot of detailed work, maybe doing animation, maybe doing analytical work. They have started to keep 2 monitors on each desk, because this Alt tab that we generally do to switch from one presentation to another, this is becoming a passe. Everybody wants to see everything. Everybody wants to see larger worksheets and all that. So this is also becoming a norm. So you are finding more and more displays are becoming part of the entire story. People are walking into offices with their laptops, and they immediately sit down and they connect themselves to displays which are larger screens. So it is better for your eyes, it's better for your neck, better for your entire well-being, and it makes you more productive. Docking itself is evolving. Earlier you would see those very large mechanical docks lying on the tables. Now you have a single stop-shop solution, which is the USB-C. It's a much smaller footprint, and it is really gearing up for the future. So it future-proofs your technology, your offices, and your environment. Docking is also evolving. If you look at the latest laptops that are being launched, you are seeing that they are becoming thinner, they are becoming lighter. Ports are actually disappearing from the laptops. Earlier, VGA used to be a very regular port. Now you will see, I'm sure some of you would have also be using some of these thinner, lighter, lightweight, more powerful notebooks where the ports are really not there. They are all starting to disappear, so that it makes the laptop thinner, sleeker, and it makes the laptop lighter. Therefore, the demand is increasing for a docking solution, because whenever you want to collaborate, whenever you want to get into a PowerPoint presentation, whenever you want to do a transfer of data, you will look at docking solutions which are compatible to your USB-C notebook. Now, HP is delivering three kind of docking solutions. Now, what are these docking solutions? Docks, first of all, let me also add here, docks deliver data, power, and they also, some of the docks can also charge. So if you have a dock which is connected to power and you connect it to your notebook, it will start charging your notebook as well. Some of the docks have this capability as well. And they provide you with various ports, the VGA port, the HDMI port, the DVI port, the Thunderbolt ports, and all that. They are actually, what the docks are doing is to connect your notebooks to displays, to keyboards, mice, headsets, printers, all kind of peripherals that you would want to use to make your own experience better. HP is delivering all this basically in three baskets. The first basket is a desktop dock, whereas you walk into your office, you sit down, you have a display on your desktop, you have maybe a printer also attached, you want to maybe print something. So these are docking solutions which are going to help you to connect with your desk, everything that's lying on your desk. The second basket is the portable docks. That is when you're traveling, when you're going out, when you're going to another office, or you're going to maybe a coffee shop, a barista or something, and you want to maybe want to display something there. So we provide solutions for docking on the go as well. So one is sitting on your desk, the other is making you mobile. And the third basket of displays that I'm wanting to discuss, what I'm wanting to discuss is the displays. HP has introduced docking through your displays. I'll talk about the products in the later slides, but we have come out with docking monitors. It unclutters your desk. So basically, this is simplifying all the deployment of docks for you, for all your type of needs. What is docking? So let me ask this very simple question. Docking, in a nutshell, if I put it, it gives the notebook a full use of a desktop experience. It makes you, when you're sitting, there are some notebooks which you can maybe lower the screen or put the notebook screen totally down and attach it to a display, and you have the wireless mouse and keyboard. So you can actually just use the hard disk of the notebook, and you're looking at whatever data you want to use, whatever applications you want to use on a larger screen of a display, and you're just making your own experience very, very good. So basically, docking is making your notebook into a very good desktop experience. And through a single cable, USB-C cable, you get an immediate expansion. You get to use USB devices. Keyboard mices can be attached. You can attach headsets. You can do networking. You can attach a display, maybe dual displays if your work is such. And you get various ports like I've already mentioned, the VGA port or the HDMI port. So the docking, reduces your efforts of plugging and unplugging, because first of all, the notebooks are becoming thinner. You may not have the ports which are specifically required, so you need a dock. Or even if you have the ports, you will need to plug in a display separately, a keyboard, mice separately. Maybe you're using a printer also very regularly on your desk. you would need to plug in that as well. And when you are finished with your work, then you need to plug off everything. And there are so many wires going around on your table. It's making your desk look very uncluttered, very cluttered. So the docks are going to make it very, very uncluttered experience for you. These are the various ways of docking which I have already discussed. The desktop dock, the Thunderbolt docks that we have in our stable, the display docks, and also the portable docks for you on the go. This is our expanded family. You have the universal docking G2 and G5. You have the Thunderbolt docks. You have the USB-C mini docks for your desk docking and your mobile docking. And also on the display part, we have now 3 displays of 3 different sizes where you can, these are with inbuilt docks. You have the E223D, which is actually 21.5 screen. Then you have E243D, which is actually 23.8 inch screen. And you have the E273D, which is a 27-inch docking monitor. Couple of them also have the pop-up camera, so you get to use the camera as well for maybe video calling and video Skype calling and etc. and all that. So this is our extended family of docking, of docks, to satisfy all kinds of needs that you would have for your use. A little more on the desktop dock. We have the USB-C universal dock G2. We have the Thunderbolt dock G2 again, and USB-C dock 5 with various applications and various ports that are available. And if you have one of these, on your desk, if you see the image on the right-hand side, it makes your entire desk look very, very neat and clean and absolutely an office out of the future. Display docks, once again, you just need to attach your notebook through the USB cable, and you are ready, you are set, because everything else is getting attached to your display, and you are able to use whatever you want to use, your peripherals, your keyboard, mice, maybe your printers and all. The docking is inbuilt into our display docks. So all that is required is one cable going into your notebook, so that you're using the hard disk and you're doing your job, you're doing everything that is regularly used by you to do your work. So displays docks integrate the docking fully into the display. So it's totally integrated into the backside of the display. Portable docks, again, you have the USB-C mini dock, you have the travel docks. There are lots of times when you are going out and when you want to maybe visit your client or visit another organization where you need to give some presentations or be involved in some collaborative work over there, and you often find that the connectivity may be an issue, but if you're carrying the HP docks, then you are able to connect to all the kind of ports that are regularly available in any of the office. So you are ready to do your work, do your presentations, do your collaborative work in any environment. Why HB USB-C docking? Now, these are the advantages of USB-C. USB-C is becoming very, very popular. Just like when USB came into being maybe about a decade or a decade and a half ago, it suddenly changed the entire, the environment, the IT environment. From we used to have those floppy disks earlier, and then we used to have the readable disks and all that. It all changed. It became all USB, and it became so very wonderfully light and thin, and everything became so very collaborative. Everybody had a USB dock in their desktops and their notebooks. USB-C is now a similar technology which is taking over. It's a universal solution again. Also, irrespective of which vendor is it, if it is HP or any of the competitors, you have a USB-C today in almost all the notebooks. So it makes all the solutions of docking from HP compatible to all the brands. And you can manage your security if you're in an office where there are some security requirements. Through this USB-C, you can manage that as well. There are, the HP LAN wireless protections. There are the PXE boot applications by which you can secure the entire scene. You have, because of the USB-C, because it's a single wire, it makes your desk very uncluttered and it gives you a very clean feeling. It also, USB-C is a very advanced port, so it also increases the visual performance of your displays. So that you are able to get the full mileage out of your displays. There is no lag because of maybe other VGA ports or the other ports that are a little end of life, I would say. They are becoming end of life. And ease of deployment of USB-C, just a single cable and a single port in your notebook, and it is very, very easy to deploy. And it is backed by HP's quality and global support. We are totally aligned to that. Once again, a similar explanation here. It's a universal solution. You can manage and secure in a secure environment, and it makes everything very, very clean, and a desk looks absolutely modern. It also increases the visual performance. It's very easy to deploy and backed up by quality testing of HP and the global support of HP. Now the big question that comes is, how do you choose your dock? Whether you need a desktop or a display dock or a portable dock, how does one choose? Let me answer that question. Today, in your office, you would have, we think there are 6 kind of people, 6 kind of employees. There is a mobile trailblazer. That means this employee or this person is always on the move, working from anywhere, maybe visiting clients, maybe is a salesperson in your organization, going from here to there, maybe having meetings with clients in their offices, or maybe in coffee shops, or maybe in going to seminars and all that. They're always on the move. A mobile trailblazer is that kind of a worker. One is an office navigator who is really in the office collaborating, does not go out much. Maybe your finance department, maybe your HR department. They're the ones who are keeping the office environment very lively, and they are collaborating. They're going across functions. They are in around team collaboration. Then there is a cloud native. He or she is one who is always connected, extremely mobile, is external facing, so needs to do a lot of data churning, and is looking into cloud-based solutions. This cloud-based security needs this person has. Then another kind of a workforce is the creative pro, who's high on performance. Maybe a designer in your office, maybe a creative mind in your office who's generally making a lot of creative solutions for the organizations, and they are looking for peace of mind, reliability. One is a power user for whom performance is the name of the game. This person is generally involved in some mission critical projects and needs to be again very, very increasingly mobile. And then there is this frontline hero this workforce is basically the face of an organization. They are desk-based. Maybe the customer service department is like that. Communications department is like that. They are looking at consistent performance and very, very comfortable environment because their work demands such. So basically, the workforce is divided into these kind of 6 different baskets. So workspace type, they want dedicated or they want maybe shared kind of a scenario. So basically what we are trying to tell you through this slide is where is the dock that is going to be used? What are the new technologies that have been adapted by the organization, or are they still on legacy technology? What are the performance needs? And if there are monitors in the organization, is there a single monitor? Is there a dual monitor? So basically, what is the workspace type? Is it going to be dedicated? Is it going to be shared? What are the kind of ports that are being used? Is this USB-C? Do they need Thunderbolt? Or they are still using the legacy ports? Is the requirement more power and performance? Do they want super fast data transfer needs? Are they using a lot of visuals, a lot of video resolutions? And what are their monitor needs? 1 monitor, 2 monitor, or they play around with screen sizes. Modern workspaces are defined like this. Dedicated workspaces where a person is working in a small cubicle in the office. Then there are shared spaces where people just come, log in, do their work, and then they log off, take their laptop and go. This is more of an open, free addresses kind of a space. Then there will be very, very small, compact offices, maybe a small huddle office. Then today's environment is becoming very, very prosumer. You are also working from home. You're taking your work home and everything is happening. So you want maybe you have dedicated a small workspace in your house as well for your office use. So it's more of a home office. And then obviously there is one person who's doing a lot of on-the-go travel. So going to client sites, or maybe doing work from the hotel, traveling from one place to another. They're waiting for the flights or waiting for the train, doing the work at the airport or at the railway station or at customer sites or whatever. So these are the modern workspaces. It's no longer a single kind of a workspace. It's becoming very, very, this is what office of the future actually is. We are becoming our needs are becoming so very different. Everybody is a different user today. It is not what it used to be 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that you had one office and you would go there, sit there and do everything, and then. So everybody is today, because of technology, because of the mobile revolution, you are connected 24 hours. Your customers want to talk to you, your managers, your organization wants to talk to you. You're always connected. So you're always working actually, and you're becoming more and more productive. This is a slide which is talking about the desk docks and the display docks and what are the basic requirements. This is not restricting to only this, but it's just giving a kind of a trend where small office you would love to have a docking monitor so that you want to unclutter your space. So you just have one single cable coming in. Similarly, the entire slide goes in. If you have a multi-monitor setup, then you need a desktop and you also need a docking monitor. When you're looking at manageability, when you have so many things to manage, maybe you're looking for a desktop so that you're able to connect all the various peripherals that you want to use. And when you're looking for a high performance, very, very high data transfer speeds, again, desktop is the right solution for you. This is our portfolio. I just tried to maybe, classify in high performance, essential, legacy compatibility, and portable docks and USB hubs in 4 different baskets. So in a high performance environment, the workforce could be a creative pro or a power user. They need dedicated or a space, shared space, or it could be their home. The dock type is right. The dock type would be the Thunderbolt docks, the G2. These are docks with audio mobile also. You can do your Skype and all the calls. At the same time, you are connected as well with your various peripherals. Essential is an office navigator or a mobile trailblazer. Again, it could be dedicated spaces for them. They could be in a very small space. And of course, home is also becoming a workspace for everybody. So the dock type would be USB-C. So we have the USB dock G5 and also the docking monitors that I was talking about, ranging from 21.5 to 27 inch. Then legacy compatibility, again for workforce who are office navigators, mobile trailblazers, cloud natives, and these are the various docking portfolios that we can discuss and talk about. And the last one, portable docks and hubs, again for mobile trailblazers who are always on the go, and the cloud natives as well. The travel docks and the USB-C mini docks and the Elite USB-C hub and the HP USB-C travel hub. So these are basic docking portfolio classifications which will help you to decide which docking to use. This slide is talking about making the transition to a USB-C docking. Again, pointing out that the legacy ports are all going away. USB-C is becoming very, very relevant today. And in the near future, maybe in the next 2-3 years, by 2022-23, USB-C is going to be at least what is understood that even in India, you will have at least 70-80% of your laptops and all move to a USB-C kind of environment. Coming to another topic, why is HP docking better? What is it that we offer which is very, very different? So, as you have seen, we have a wide variety of docking solutions available. We have solutions for almost all your needs. It could be your desktop need, it could be your mobile need, and it could be your display need. The 3 baskets that I spoke about. And all our docks, we are trying to make them universally acceptable. That is, irrespective of which brand of notebook you are using, you should be able to use our docks. And our docks are rugged, more stable for extended life cycle, and the differentiated solutions that I spoke about with key differentiators of manageability and stylish designs. This is how even your home office could look like, the image that you see on the right hand side. You should be, so I am almost through with my presentation on HP docks. We as an organization are looking at HP's universal docking solutions which will suit all your needs irrespective of what brand of displays or what brand of monitors that you're using, even what brand of peripherals you're using. Obviously, we would want you to use HP for all your accessories and display needs as well. But it makes you and your environment and your office future-proof. You will gear up for the future, and you'll be ready with all the solutions that you would want to make your environment an office of the future, to make your desks uncluttered, your offices look very, very modern, and it will help you stay connected and be productive regardless of whichever brand you're using. So this is it. I'm through with my presentation. This was an overview of our portfolio, of what docking actually is, and how we can partner with you to make you and your offices the offices of the future, and so that you are geared up with all the latest of technologies and latest of solutions, and we can take the market and the future environment as it comes. Thank you. This is all that I had for my presentation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Malik.
Yeah.
So I would request Mr. Thomas to go ahead and take the question and answer session. And participants, at this time, if you have any questions, you can simply type your question on the chat window and share it with all the panelists. Thank you.
Thank you, Reg. Thanks, Gurpreet, for taking us through the future of future workspace altogether and office of the future. Very interesting presentation, and I could see that how much thought HP is really putting into transforming the workplace altogether. We can see that a lot of good design practice and aspects are really going into it, apart from technology. So there is one question, and this question is all about, can I use the desk dock for video conferencing?
Yes. The answer is yes. You can do it for video conferencing. So the sound and everything, these are sound enabled. You would maybe need to use the camera of your phone or an external camera to make it video enabled. The docks do not carry a camera. But if you are using the display docks, the 24-inch display, the 23.8 to be exact, and the 27-inch, they have a pop-up camera inbuilt. So that will make your video calling and video conferencing easier. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. And there is a question again on the dock, whether it is compatible and workable on Mac machines, and how reliable it is.
So docks can be used irrespective of the operating system that you're using. Only thing is, a Mac machine should have a USB-C dock, so that you can insert the the cable into your notebook. So it is totally compatible.
Okay, good. Thanks. And is there a speaker in the docking station as well? There's a question from Pankaj.
Yes, the desk docks that I was talking about, the Thunderbolt docks, these have speakers. So you can do your Skype calls, you can do whatever. Speakers are inbuilt.
All right. There's another question which is slightly off the topic. Elite ProBook 1013, is it a consumer or a business notebook?
So which notebook?
Elite Pro 1013.
Elite Pro. It's a commercial notebook.
It's a commercial. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you, Gurpreet, for clarifying that. And there is one more question, which is around what is the price of E273D, the monitor docking monitor?
Yeah, so this monitor, the 27-inch monitor, is going to be launched in India at the end of August. So the prices are not yet available. Right. But please let me have the details of the person who has given the question here. We will write back to him.
Sure. Makes sense. And what are the options for dual display? All the docks are enabled with that?
No, there are specific docks which can handle dual display. So it is the details are available on our website. It depends on how you are daisy chaining the displays. There are some displays which connect to each other, and then you can connect onto a dock and onto a notebook. So that is also possible. But then there are times when two separate displays are used and they are not connected to each other. Then you would need a different kind of a solution. These days, daisy chaining means that both the displays are connected to each other through a cable. The solution that you are talking about, then yes, you can connect any dock through that.
Okay. There is one more question on the shelf life of the docks, and in addition to that, the question also asks saying, can I block a USB from security perspective? That means they are looking at the security, though you spoke on security as well, but if you can enlighten us a little bit more on that, that'll be great.
Yes, you can block. It depends on your administrator. There are solutions available to block the USB ports and all. So this is totally up to your administration, your firewall, and what are the various security measures that you have in your organization. So you can do it just the way you block a USB port on your laptop or on your desktop. You can do the same on the docks as well.
All right. There's a question also on the price range of the docks, in the sense from a smaller range to the higher range, because they want to know, is it SME targeted products? And
well, this is a very long this needs a very long answer. Actually, I don't know. It's best. We have most of our docks and their prices on our website.
Okay.
I would encourage the participants here to go on to our website and have a look at our docks. And which dock are you specifically talking about? We can take it on. So I'll give you a range. So a travel dock can start from as low as $25 to a 27-inch display that the other participant was talking about. It can be up to almost $400. So that's the range, but we have so many solutions, and I'm sure it will be fitting to whatever needs that you have.
Right. Cool. And there are some questions on, does these docks support 4K and 8K resolutions as well?
Absolutely, they do. We have in our office currently running a 4K display which we have recently launched on the consumer side, and I have attached it to my notebook through a dock, because my notebook carries only a USB-C port. It's very, very thin. It's the Spectre Folio. I don't know whether most of you, we've launched it recently. It's got only a USB-C port. So if I have to attach a monitor, I have to use a docking solution. So it's absolutely compatible.
All right. And there is a question on the accessories and warranty. So I assume that is a typical warranty period will be there, but there is a question on national and international warranty around these docks as well.
Yeah, so they come with 1 year international warranty. But what is the specific requirement here? Because then we can also look at a specific solution for a customer depending on the size of business and all. But by default, they come with 1 year international warranty.
Sure. I'll ask the gentleman to elaborate on his requirements so that we can respond to that.
Or maybe write to us and we can take it separately.
Right. And there is a question from Mr. Pankaj on saying we have a TV dock G2 with a combo cable with the speaker. And
right.
it says that if yes, how do we enable it with G5 laptop. So I think we need more information to really respond to
Yes.
you, Mr. Pankaj. Would really appreciate if you can write it a little more in detail so that we can respond to your query. And so I think more or less we are done with the questions, and
Okay, great.
I think it was very interesting. Thank you so much for all the questions. And a couple of questions where we have asked for a little more description, if you can write it to us, tgeorge@cmrindia.com, or to Prerna, who is the RSVP on this. If you can just write it to us, we'll be able to get back to you with more details and answers. Thanks. Over to Elaine.
Thank you so much. So that's the conclusion of today's webinar. Thank you, participants, for joining the session. Thank you, speakers, for such an insightful session.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Lovely talking to all of you.
I would request all of you, before you log off, please fill the feedback form. Thank you so much, participants. You have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thanks, Elaine.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.